Okay, well, we are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. And we are live on Kick. Looks like it's doing well. X, I don't know what's going on X. It says I'm streaming to it, but I don't see a URL. It might just be because... I wonder if I should try it from an incognito tab. Might be because I'm logged in as me, but that doesn't make too much sense. Let's try a new private window. Oh, you can't see X posts unless you're signed in. That's right. Oh wait, no, you can't if you specify it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Well, it's not showing up in my lives. Do I have to create a broadcast? Call it test. New stream setup. Do I need to do this beforehand every time? Ugh. I think I do. Public, chat, verified, start immediately. Interesting. So now it's showing 2. Now that I've created the... oh, wait, no, there it is. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. That's really quiet. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is. Testing 1, 2, 3. That's really quiet. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is. That's really quiet. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is. Oop, that's really quiet. Testing 1, 2. Okay. All right. Does that actually hey, now it shows up on my profile. Cool. Hey, now it shows up on my profile. Cool. All right. Rumble is not working though. And I'm getting audio from somewhere. Oh, Twitch. All right. Let's see here. Wow, that was surprisingly painless to get up on at least 3 platforms. Dude, that's pretty rad. Chats are still separate though, so I'm going to have to figure something out with that. All right, let's see if we can get Rumble up and going. So it's not even working on Meld. Let's see here. It's giving an error. Stream encountered an output error. Unable to open output destination. Check your internet and retry. So it's probably the stream key stuff. Let's see. Oh, I think you do have to create one every time. All right. Okay, that seems pretty reasonable. Not monetized. Huh. Seems legit. Why can't I change it? Maybe it's because I'm already live. Oh, I think it's already live. So it must have used the same one. Ooh. Let's go back. Hey, nice. Hey, nice. Okay. Very cool. So that's all 5 platforms. Just going to message the Discord real quick, and then we're going to get into some programming. All right, that is out of the way. I am going to have to figure out some sort of like some sort of chat management system. And I am only going to be monitoring Twitch chat tonight because YouTube chat does not seem to be pulling across correctly. And we're going to go ahead and close Discord for performance. Actually, what's my activity at right now? And I'm really curious if the music stutters and stuff, because I had big problems with it stuttering in OBS. So I'm curious if this runs better. CPU 48%. Using a ton of RAM. Not much disk pressure. And network seems to be okay. So I was worried that the network, like, you know, streaming to all of these different services at the same time might be a potential problem. But let's go ahead and kill Discord because that's a resource hog. Let's give us as much room as possible. Okay. I'm going to grab some. I'll be right back. All right. Right. And let's see, let's put a, actually, can I? Let's put a text box on here. And let's see, maybe I can copy this and yeah, there we go. All right. Why are we on the music app? Oh, that's because I rebooted, that's why. For some reason, ever since I added applications to my little tray up here, that auto start, it delays it enough that that needs a little shadow. It delays it enough that it starts on the sound effects with the music app instead of on the desktop. Let's go here. Let's set, nope. Let's set an effect. Drop shatter. And can I just drop the size of this a little bit? That's too small. There we go. Brr, 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 brr. Actually, you know what? Something else I should probably test here real quick. I'm going to test the audio levels. Bear with me a minute. So we have some background music playing. All right, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. How cool can it be? That sounds good. Now let's go to our cart here. Let's pull out a song. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is clean. I like this a lot. Oh yeah, I like it. We got my drink. We got my mic working and my audio levels. And we got the music capture. We got the Picotron's audio capture working. We are on 5 separate platforms. Oh, bagober gobers. Holy frijoles. Okay then. Yeah. So I think the thing that I really need, is just a way to get chat all in one place. Let's see. Can I add this to? I can add this to a group. All right, so here's how we're going to do this. We are going to, I'm going to have a live view of Twitch chat here. But then I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chats. I have them in separate windows. I'm going to pull them up at the end. And if there's any questions or anything like that, then we'll just have like a little chat checking time at the end. If that works out. And I think we're ready to go. Yeah. All right, so what do we want to do tonight? Let's go ahead and get OkPal open and running. I like to keep that one up. Let's check the doc. All right, what do we want to tinker on? We could tinker on something here, or we could tinker on a work in progress something. You know what? I kind of feel like doodling on Poochie Survivors. Probably not going to do too incredibly much. Yeah, let's do that. Man, this feels pretty smooth performance-wise. And we're pulling a solid 60 FPS. This is great. Dang. Meld Studio. Wow, this is a lot of tabs. Holy cow. Yeah, this is a lot of old code. Does any of this run? No. Do I have a design doc? Debug, subscreen. It does not look like I do. Oof, this is old code. Alright, and then we got all of our sprites. Oh, that's funny. It even preserved the map data. Oh, that's funny. Okay. No music data, though. Boo. No, I'm not feeling this. I don't want to. I want to dig through. Don't want to dig through old code. Where was I on Gun Wizard? Was there anything? Okay. Looks like I was still building out the design doc. I'm not really feeling design, though. Hmm. Where are we on Salad Kingdom? All right. Let's take a look at Salad Kingdom. All right, this is version 1. I'm not going to worry about the scene manager. Oh, that's actually going to be needed for... I remember where I was. It was trying to parse text. Let's make a GUI system for it, though. Because that was one of the things that I hadn't done before, is like clicking on stuff, making things clickable. All right, so we're grabbing the salad font. What does the salad font look like? Oh, it's just the basic font, but probably using it in anticipation of changing it. Okay. Teenage goes 0, fetch, present working dread, and then poke it into... Oh, that's mono font. That's dumb. I should just pull the system font. Actually, let's go ahead and delete that. And let's go to root, system, fonts. I think my thinking at the time was if I ever wanted to, like if the font ever changed, I wanted to have it like set in stone here. I'm just going to use the little mono font though. And which font is this? Okay, so 4K is or 4000 is the primary font. I don't want that as my timer. I want to... that... Init mouse controls. All right, we can leave that for now. I'm going to turn the music off. Let's get this. We can just manually look at these. There's not a lot of code here quite yet. Oof, this is old stuff. This was back when I still had Pico 8 sensibility, like formatting sensibilities. We don't need all of this in every single file. Ooh, do. That tools file's got to go. Oh, to dos inside the files. Come on, guys. Let's do. Interesting. I didn't even have a source folder in this one. Wow. Oops. Cut. Paste. I don't know what those are. I don't remember what those are. I mean, those look like the different rooms, like the different scenes, but I had them in pods. That's interesting. Okay, and then back in our source folder, we want to go out to docs and new cart. And then over here, we're going to close, 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 close. Design. Dialog box. Button controls? Strange. Mouse controls. Scene manager. Okay. All right. Okie dokie 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 doke. And this is going to be dialogue, scene, tools, control, mouse, and then design. Design does not need to be hooked up here. But we should probably grab our latest version of the debug library. I should probably keep one in here. What's going to be my latest version? All right, and then we're gonna paste that into here and get debug opened. Cart has no name. Huh, I didn't put metadata in this. Do I even have this set up in my GitHub? Comment. I do. Okie doke. Why is that? Index a nil value. timer. Present working directory. Oh. I don't need that. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Present working directory was inside the cart, but you actually don't even need to specify that, because when you just provide a string for fetching stuff, it defaults to the root of the cart. So it wasn't even necessary, but it was looking for this inside of the cart. All right. Timer looks okay. Okay. Nice. This is all test dialogue. We don't need that. Message equals 1. Load dialog box, fetch. We don't need. Okay, so we fetch that. Load di. Is that a function? Yeah, it is. And then we dump text. Okay, so it's fetching this text and dumping it into load dialog box, which is going to do a bunch of text processing. I don't seem to be... Hey, Unused Taco. Twitch stream is running fine, but I don't seem to be streaming on YouTube. It looked like I was on my side. I see the stream. Okay, excellent. Thank you for letting me know. Let's see if we can figure this out. Maybe... Oh, it's a private stream, it says. Visibility, private, public. Done. Save. If you wouldn't mind checking that out for me. It was probably showing me that I was, because I was signed in as myself. That's always the trick. Awesome. I wonder if that's what the problem was with my multi-chat. Let me check that real quick. Let's change the chat to all. You currently do not have an active live stream on YouTube. We were unable to send a message. You can just create. If you just recently created a stream, we'll connect in a few minutes or so. Otherwise, you can ignore this message or schedule a stream here. Okay, so it might need a couple minutes for Meld to connect to that. Let me try a test message over here on YouTube. Okay, let's put a pin in that, and we'll come back to that in a couple minutes and see if it's working. Thanks for checking on that, Unused Taco. I appreciate that. Actually, let's go ahead and check in on the other ones. Kick looks like it's still working. X looks like it is still up. Boodly boodly boo. All right. And Rumble. Yep, Rumble looks like it's all right. Sweet. All right. Thank you again. We're just going through my old visual novel system. Not currently seeing it on YouTube, but my internet connection is transferred on transferred on horseback. Good old sneaker.net. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me pull it up on my phone. That might be a good place to check. No, because the phone's still going to be signed in as me. Let me try it in a private window. Yeah, testing new stream setup. Says I'm live right now. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you might just need to refresh. Okay. Oh, this is abstracting. Abstracting the button press. Could I send a link to all the streams in chat by chance? We could probably do that. There's Twitch, which I'm realizing is worthless because you're already there. Let's see. Where is my YouTube link? I'll just pull it up. Nope, that's why did you copy the text instead of the daggum link? I'll just pull it. There's YouTube. There's Kick. And there's X. Why isn't it making that an actual URL? Weird. And there's Rumble. All right, looks like YouTube is up and chat for it is working. All right. But I'm not even using that right now. I'm just going to strip that out. Keep it simple for now. And what is this mouse controls? What the crap is that? That's a terrible sound. I'm going to strip all of this mouse control stuff out. Let's close that. And let's go into the cart, source, delete. There's just a better way of handling it with the GUI system. We're just going to use this later. All right. Just doing some format cleaning up. Can confirm all streams are broadcasting. I don't have Kick Rumble X account to check the chat in them, but they're definitely there. Nice. No worries. No worries at all. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and hook up the debug stuff real quick. How do we do that? Include source. Run debug.run. That's right. Debug.run to the end of your draw function. Boo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo. Sweet. And now we've got... Oh. That relies on some globals. Interesting. Should have known that. Okay. Let's actually fix that. Yep, sure enough. Width and height. Let's do... Let's make these locals. Wait, what? Isn't it get display? Pretty sure that was. Yeah, get display, colon with it. Am I doing those wrong? No? It should check for screen W first, and then check for get display width. What is going on here? I guess I could just put them here. What? What? Why is that? It's get display. Main.lua line 9, attempt to index a nil value. What happens if I just print this? 480, yeah. Like that's what it's supposed to be. Right. It needs that because it's a function, and then it grabs the width out of it and assigns it to screen W. What is wrong here? There's... Alright. Okay, assertion failed. Alright. What happens if we put this in here? Attempt to call a nil value. What the crap? Is this just going to be a table? What if we do toString? Nil. Why is there no display? Is it because I haven't set a video mode? What? Okay. Okay. So technically there's no display yet. Does it, okay. All right, would this work if I add it to my init? No. Interesting, you can't use getDisplay unless you set a video mode? Okay, well. I guess now I know. That means I can't really fix that in my debug file. We'll just do this anyway, just for future protecting. And then... Okay, well, whatever. And that works because of the display thing. Oh, wow, that's strange. Okay, well, assert for the win. At least we know what's going on. That is true. That is absolutely true. It makes me so excited that it actually works. All right, let's see. So that means we can do this, we can hit F1, and now we can drag our dialog box around. Another thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and hook this up with color tables, because I think that that's going to make this a lot more fun. So let's grab... yeah, we can pull the booth here. Let's go here. Grab that. Paste that there. And then we can close out that. And then we can grab the color table. You know what? I should probably just... Why is it all garbly? That's weird. We'll put our color table library in here. And in here. All right, now if we go up here to color tables. Is it color tables or color table? Color table. And I need to add like the instructions in here. How do I use my color tables? Let's go to what's one that uses color tables? Oh, let's go to Booklet Maker. Main. Oh, that's because it doesn't use Get Display. Okay. There we go. Display, color table, Apply the sprite. Actually, might need that later. Okay, and then we can drop that down here. Oops. Biblically accurate game development. Be not afraid, unused taco. Be not afraid. All right, and then if I go into my debug panel, yeah, there we go. All right, color tables are working. Very nice. Once Lua supports chairs, we'll get color chairs as well. But not a moment sooner. And then let's add let's do mono and smooth. Color tables. What would be a good dude to tell you about color tables? How about this guy? And then we will go to docs, new cart, source. This is in our RAM cart. Copy, paste. Nice. All right, sorry for the runaround. Are we still working? We are still working. Update scene, update dialog box. So I bet the scene, and let's draw the scene, draw the dialog box. I don't know what that means. Probably dimensions. Okay. And what are we using for... Okay. So that's just the whole thing right there. All right. Let's take a look at the scene manager. Make scene builder that stores a table in a pod. Okay. Let's get rid of you. Let's put you in the design doc. Scene, when we init scene, we create a scene, an empty table. Set scene to zucchini. Set scene.text to fetch present working directory. We just want /text there. Level, title zucchini mountains, reference zucchini. Curry, soldiers down the path, zucchini. Okay, moves forward. So these scenes are pods, right? Zucchini. Is that the one that I'm looking at? Moves forward to celery. Objects flower. Early celery is done. Is that like all of the text? Music. It's the sprite. So I guess that's sprite 16, which would be 16. That one there. Reference zucchini, title zucchini mountains. Okay, so this was probably called level before I decided to call them scenes. Update scene, draw scene. It's just dropping the sprite. What is that? Sprite 15? What is sprite 15? Oh, that's the border. Okay. I'm using a lot of magic numbers, and I need to not do that. Let's clean up the formatting on some of these. Set scene. Come on, man. Let's do. Let's do scene path. And I don't need the present working directory. Scene slash scene path. That should still work. Nope. I broke it. Where's my mouse? Right, could not include RAM cart scene source scene.lua. What? Oh. Fetch. There we go. Okay. Why am I doing that instead of just the full path to the pod? Set scene zucchini. Is that because I just want... Oh, yeah, no, we need to do that. That's way too much, way too many levels deep. Because we got like, I'm setting the scene to that. What is going on? Scene equals an empty table. And then I just fill it with that. Yeah, like I should just be able to fetch that. And why am I specifying that? And then I'm brute forcing text into it. There is no text. There's some look. Wow, old me did not very good this do. Wow. Build scenes, local zucchini equals. Okay. Where's my... So I must have did that and manually plugged them in to build the scenes. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's leave it for now. All right. Scene builder. So I think I'm trying to build out directions. So like the different moves you can do would be forward, and that would go to the celery forest, and there is no go back because this is like a dead end. So these would be like destinations you can move towards. Seems like we're moving away from tables and making more of a shelf. No, actually, in Lua, everything's a table. Everything is a table. Like this is zucchini. The curly brackets, everything inside of here. These are all comma-separated values. Think of them like a spreadsheet, like a CSV. And they're all entries in the table. And look like that. We got a table inside of a table. It's tables all the way down. And then we store that in scene zucchini.pod. That's interesting. What is that? What does store do? Storing data. Store data somewhere, as usual, and it will be persistent at on the user's end machine. Okay. File name object and then metadata. Store a Lua object, table strings, user data, and numbers are allowed as a file. When metadata is given, each field is added to the field's metadata without clobbering any existing fields. When a cartridge needs to persist data, settings I can use store to write to app data. Okay. So is it adding this to app data? I don't see. No, it's not under shared. I don't know why I'm doing that. Of course, I don't know why I'm doing a lot of things. What happens if I remove it? Nothing! Okay, well. We'll let it live for a little bit. All right, drawing tables. Ooh, wow. I don't even need any of this stuff, hardly. This is all collision. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to need collision. We can get rid of that. Cull strings. Okay, that's going to be like text stuff. Insert new line. We don't need to draw objects. No, that's old stuff. Draw all sprites in a table. I might need... I think we're going to build this all out with the GUI system. Action button is set to button 4. That one's button 5. That's fine. And that's color table stuff. We actually don't need this open. Oops. And we don't need that. Okay. All right, let's make a new file. We're going to call this GUI. This is going to go in our source folder. And we are going to make a GUI system. I haven't touched... Man, I tell you what, if you get away from this stuff for a little while, it really vanishes quickly. Let me look at one of my other GUI systems. Probably the most relevant is going to be Booklet Maker. No, more than Booklet Maker is probably going to be Kiro Comments. Camera, GUI parts, workspace. Okay. Camera. I don't think I need that for now. I don't think I need the GUI parts either, but let's take a look at this. Create static text. No, I probably should have GUI parts. Let's save as, and let's put it in our cart source folder. All right, workspace. I don't want workspace. I don't need dialogues. Probably going to borrow from that other one though. And I don't need windows. We are not going to be tabbed. And let's actually set this to that. All right, creates initial GUI object. So create GUI, run after update all, post update all functions. Oh. I don't think I need this. So we're just going to create the initial GUI object called GUI. And then we're going to create the body. What do I want? What do I want to call this? Body's probably okay. I don't think I'm going to need to reference it to anything else. Get element under mouse. Okay, so this is like checking mouse elements. Alright, so I have my mouse over. Alright, and then we're doing attaches, but we don't want to... Okay, so body is the top level object. That means... Okay, let's think about this for a second. So we've got the frame, we've got the scene, we've got the dialogue window. The black border on the outside is the body, so we'll be like making ones for these and attaching them. So we'll probably... I don't know if I want to draw the scene and then draw this border on top. Probably draw the border on top. That way things could go behind the border if I need them to. Then there's going to be buttons on the left and buttons on the right, like in the game. Greg? What are you talking about, Greg? Who is Greg? I have to know. Nice. The body is now called Greg. It's Greg's body. That... you're derailing me, man. You and your humor. All right, so I'm gonna call this. This is gonna get rid of all of the scene stuff. Well, unless we attach the scenes as a GUI object, so we could have one called the scene. Yeah, we could do that. Controls, maybe, for the buttons. All right, so let's say attach scene. What does this attach thing look like? Kira comments. How did I do this? Workspace. Attach workspace. Body workspace. Okay. Let's do this. And let's go to scene. Let's drop all this up here. All right, create workspace. Nope, we want to say create scene. We actually probably don't even want this, because I'm not going to be creating multiples of them. Where's my draw scene? All right, let's turn that off and that off. All right. Init GUI. So we're going to GUI parts and the scene. Under here, we're going to init here. I'm going to init the GUI, and that'll take us into okay, because that doesn't exist anymore. That's fine. All right, so right now we're setting our globals and our video mode. We're including our files. We set the color tables, primary font, initialize the timer, and then we initialize the GUI, which jumps over here. It includes GUI parts. It includes creates the GUI, and then we initialize the GUI, which creates our body as a GUI object, and it attaches this stuff to it. So the body is drawn at 0, 0. Let's actually give it a draw function. And let's do a rounded rectangle. And let's start it at 0, 0, self dot width, self dot height. The radius of 0 and a color of 1. All right, so it's going to go through this update stuff, draw stuff, then it's going to attach the scene to body. So if we come up here, body.scene equals body.attach, create scene. But I don't want to do that because we only need to do this once. Let's actually just like do it manually here. And so we'll say, instead of this, we'll say body.scene equals create GUI. And instead of this, x equals 0, y equals 0, and then we're doing screen width and screen height. Okay, so width equals screen width, height equals screen height. Actually, I like that in there. All right, and then copy button. Okay, so this is like stuff that we are going to add to this scene. I'm going to block one of these out. I'm going to delete this one. Window button, we don't need that. Local tab equals this, and then it creates the radio group. Yeah, okay, so we're just going to block that out too. All right. Now, on this scene, I need to have an update and a draw function. So let's duplicate this. Actually, let's do it outside of the table. Let's do is that the format? No, it's function. And then, no, like that. Pretty sure that's it. Man, it's been too long, huh? Dang. And then if I say sprite 2, nope. Let's do another rounded rectangle. I know why, because now we have to come into our, we don't need that. We need to say, what's our GUI called? GUI. Oh, butternuts. I keep forgetting what all this stuff is. So it's like update all. Where's my update all? What's it look like? Colon. GUI colon update all. Okay. And then under my draw, we want draw. All right. And there's our blue rectangle for the body. Why are we not getting a blue rectangle for the scene? Oh, I don't want to create a GUI, I want to attach scene. I want to say local element no local scene equals what was it? Body.workspace colon attach. And then the table. So it would be body dot scene colon no, like that. Yeah, because I'm making the workspace itself, and then this is like attaching stuff to the workspace. So body colon attach, and then that, and then that. And then how did that work? Create GUI. Okay, so the local one creates the GUI and then it returns that GUI object. So it would be body colon attach and then okay. So create GUI with a table. No need for the curly brackets. And then I can add these to the table. But then I need to actually attach that to the GUI. And I would do that by going to maybe I should have kept the create scene just to keep things uniform. I bet that's why I did it up here. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, let's just copy this one. Create scene. Then we return the element. And then this is, that's just 0 in screen W, that's fine. Grab this. And we'll call this scene. And we want to create scene. And now these. Yeah, I like that better. Down here, before we return the element, we can add these here. And so that'll be element.update. All right, so that's going to take X, Y, width, and height, which is going to be 0, 0, screen width, screen height. And create the table. Then we're going to drop an update and a draw function into it. And that should give us our rounded rectangle. Why do we not have a global self? There we go. All right. So we have our red rectangle there. But if I do 0, then it draws it on top. All right. Now what we need to do is we need to find out where the other one was drawing from. Here we go, 180 by 162. And then we want to change that up here. 180 by 162. That is very far away. That can't be right. Oh, 62. That's why. Have I ever considered doing devlog videos? Yes. I'm just not good at making videos. Like, I've dabbled in making YouTube videos in the past. Let's see. I've dabbled in making YouTube videos, and I can do them kind of okay, I think, quality-wise. But it's the having to make them like every week or whatever, like the regularity of it, that just really bogs me down. That's kind of why I lean towards streaming, where it just kind of like throw it out in the ether. One of the ideas behind multi-streaming this stuff is so that they will like show up on YouTube as like YouTube videos. The VODs on Twitch just kind of like fade into the ether and die, and there's no like permanence to them. There we go. And what's the width on these things? These things are 128 by 112. 128 and 12. There we go. Now we can come down here to our scene, our draw scene stuff. Let's grab this, and let's just add it to our draw function up here, and let's put it under the rectangle. And we'll do this is actually going to be 0 by 0 because it's going to be relative to the element. And let's do sprite 16 just for now. We'll plug this into a variable in a second. 16. There we go. And if we turn that off, then we just have that. Now, if we duplicate this and we go to sprite 15, this actually won't draw because it's drawing outside of the element. It's drawing outside. The Pikutron's GUI system will only draw stuff within this rectangle, the bounding boxes. So we're going to need to do that somewhere else. So now we can get rid of the draw scene because it's just a GUI object right now. And we can also get rid of the update scene. Let's go get rid of the draw scene because that's being done when we draw all of our GUI objects. Same thing with update scene. Still there. All right, now let's see. In our scene, we could account for it. We could make this a little bigger. Let's actually undo this. Yeah, because this has the coordinates. So if we wanted to, let's test this real quick. If we put this at 164 by 46, and we used a width of 160 by 140, 2. Then when we draw this, it's drawing it bigger. And then remember this one, we're drawing it at 0, 0 within the GUI element. So we would need to push this down, and then we could draw the border around it. That way we could draw it all in one spot. This is at 15. So we could come down here, and we could say that. We could draw 15 at 0, 0. And then this is probably going to be at 16. What's 17 look like? Yep, 17 is 1 pixel over. There we go. And then there's something I want to do here real quick. I actually want to... Where's my OK pal? There you are. I want this to be filled with opaque black. And then I want to fill this with transparent black. There we go. That way, if we have this go under, we don't see like the blue behind. Actually, it would probably be more like this. Yeah, there we go. So see, it still shows black. It doesn't show the blue behind. That's not transparent anymore. All right. Sweet. But now we've got like a GUI object that we can interact with. So we could do something like on our update function. We could say if button 0, which is our left button, then well, let's do a simple thing. Let's grab this, and let's just call this test rectangle, and then this is border, and then what is the sprite for the flower? 37. And we'll put the flower at 80 by 80. There we go. Let's bring it over a little bit more. 60 by 84. 64 by 80. There we go. Multiples of 8. Nice. Now we could do 0, 1, 2. Let's say 2. Then self dot flower equals true. And if we do if button p3, then self dot flower equals false. Now we could come up here and add a new section where we can add some variables. Flower equals false. And then down here under drawing, we could say if self dot flower, then end. And if we run the cart and we press up, there's a flower, and if we press down, there's a flower, or there's no flower. So you can do basic things like that. We can also, well, what I'm ultimately going to want to do is I'm going to want to create a system that will create clickable objects so that when you click the, like, you can click the flower and like pick it up or something, bloop, or like click it to, actually, you know what would be fun? So the original Princess Tomato, it had, where is it? Do I have mock-ups? Yeah, there it is. This is what it was kind of like. This is a screen capture from the game, or the NES version. And so we've got these buttons on this side, and it's like the NES didn't have a mouse, right? And I actually had a lot of, what was it? I played this game when I was a kid, and I really liked this game. And I didn't realize it until I first started looking into this game, into making this, that this is like Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom is actually like, it's an HD remake of an older like Japanese computer version of the game. They like remade it and bumped up the graphics and like added some stuff for the NES version. And so I want to make this version, like this Picotron version of it, like an HD remake of the NES version. So you'll notice that, see how it's like purple, white, and green for the mountains in the background? I bumped the, like, I made it look a little nicer. Not a ton, but just like a little nicer. Like the colors here, and then I add like the green to the top of those. You know, just like a couple little things here and there. I think, yeah, so like that was the original. And then that's the one that I made. And then there's like, this is the celery forest. And this is the celery forest. You know, just like a little cleanups. This one was one of the biggest ones. Like, that's obviously the wrong color from the way that it was, imported. It was like a dark green. But there's like that one. And, you know, we got like different levels and some light sources and stuff. Wacky that they were doing remakes in 1985. Yeah, for real. But I guess there's like a bit of a history with it. It would almost be like somebody taking an Atari game and remaking it for the NES. Anyway, I lost track of what I was doing. Oh, that's right. So the idea... You might have Princess Tomato elitists berating you for moving the dark trade acid. I don't care. That's fine. They can make their own version. So I wanted to make it like respect the original. So it's like normally what you would do in a visual novel like this is, or like a text-based adventure one, is you would type like look or type move direction. Well, their version of this was you you use the controller and you can like move down through all of them. So you're like down, 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 down on the D-pad, and then you hit take, and then it would say like, what do you want to take? And then it would show the stuff. I want to be able to like click things, and it might be fun to add, like if you click look, it changes the icon to like the eyeball icon, like they did in some point and click adventures. So you could like click on the flower, and it would do the look command on the flower. Or it could be like, take the flower. And I think that might be like a fun little way of, you know, like improving it a little. Plus, I'm actually not intending to remake the whole thing. I kind of want to make this as like an engine that I can build any game in. And I kind of want to make my own little visual novel. But I thought that maybe if I redid the first stage of Princess Tomato, that I would get like enough of the basics to build the engine, and then I could just make my own game in it. I actually kind of want to make a Legendables game, like something set in the Legendables universe, like maybe a prequel to it of like how the vegetables took over the world and everything. I thought that might be fun. But anyway, so let's do buttons, I think. So we've got the scene, and we've got the border. Some of these songs are just kind of cruddy. It's like it's having a hard time rendering them. Oh, so yeah, notice like the background here is black on the text box. You know, I made it blue. And it also like fits better with the Picotron font and stuff. Yeah, Picotron equivalent of Scum, kind of like that, yeah. I think that's what Scum. It's I forget what it stands for. The MM is Maniac Mansion, which was like the first point and click adventure. What does Scum stand for? Script creation utility for Maniac Mansion. Yeah, that's what Scum was. All right, so this flower. I mean, this is just a test, just to show that we can draw objects, or that we can draw sprites in the frame. Let's go ahead and turn off the test rectangle. And we can get rid of this. And we can actually get rid of this. Actually, you know what? Do we need any of that? We definitely don't need this. No, we don't need any of that. And we don't need the flower variable. All right. Initting the scene. Initting the scene is going to happen when we create the scene here. Curse of Monkey Island does not predate Maniac Mansion. You might be thinking of Day of the Tentacle, which is the sequel to Maniac Mansion, but Maniac Mansion was like CGA on like 8088 computers, like even pre-480 or 386 computers. Yeah, Maniac Mansion was like the very first. It like even came out on like the NES, like a crappy version of it. I've never actually played all the way through it. I've tinkered around with it a little bit, but man, the UI is really hard. It's like, it's painful to use. All right, well, I think since we're using scene here, yeah, let's do this. I heard the funniest thing today, like developer-wise. I was watching a video, YouTube video by, oh dang it, can't remember the name. Anyway, the quote was like, the two most difficult things in programming are like, and he like listed off some math thing, like some irrational blah 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 blahs, and naming things. And it's so true. Coming up with appropriate names for stuff is like the hardest thing. Because it's like, oh yeah, I need to make a thing. Well, you need to name it first. And you're like, dang it. Can't I like build the character and then plug the name in later? It's like, nope, that's not the way programming works because you're going to be referencing the name all over the place. Ugh. But anyway, so let's think through this. I need to make a button array. I want to make button arrays on the sides. We're just going to make clickable buttons that don't do anything yet. So we need to have like a left bank and a right bank. So we could probably have one bank that stretches over the whole thing and draws them on the left and the right. That way they're all in one spot. Oh, I'm sure they did. Everybody, I mean, organization systems are a dime a dozen. It doesn't really matter what you use. It's like, just as long as you use one that works well for your brain, and everybody's brains will work different. So do I want to put it under controls, or should I just make another one? So there's the scene manager. Well, I'm gonna put it under its own thing. We're gonna call it buttons.lua. I can never remember if I did that. We'll go with spaces. It looks like on my other stuff I'm not going with spaces on there. That's annoying. I'm not. Oh well. Alright. Buttons. Buttons. Who's got the buttons? This is going to be a new GUI object. So we're going to go back to our GUI here, and we're going to say attach buttons. All right, and we're going to say attach buttons to the body. And we'll call this bank 1 equals body colon attach create bank. And we'll call this create bank. No, let's call it button Button bank. Button bank sounds dumb. See, this is like another thing too. Button panel. No, but I think I use panel somewhere else. Let's call it Taylor. I'm going to call it a bank. See, when you're choosing names for stuff, you kind of need to think ahead about, like, are we going to have money? Or, like, should I call that the bank? You know, like, I don't want to burn up a name here and not be able to use it later, but I do want to make things descriptive. All right, so create bank. All right, and it's going to use X or Y. If not, it defaults to the width and height of the screen. And then let's fire off our test rectangle, and we're going to make these, we're going to make it color 3, which should be green. All right, and then we can get rid of this and this. And then we need to go up here. And after here, we're going to, oops. Buttons. And then that gets called here. And actually, I believe I want to attach this beforehand. All right, now let's do, if I do this, it should just, okay, what did I mess up? Could not include scene.lua. Oh, attach buttons. There we go. Could not include scene.lua. Why not? Oh, am I making... Did I copy other stuff? No? All right, well, we added stuff. Let's try... Okay. Expected scenes Lua 29, expected to close at 25 near W. Scenes 25. 25. Did I delete something? $25. So that's this. There's my open curly bracket, close curly bracket. Did I do something over here? That would be on this scene body. Let's okay. Well, let's assert. Okay, so it couldn't even include it. Goodness, what is going on with my music app? Let's go to NES system games. Nope, there's nothing in there. Super Nintendo? Nope. Nope. Wow, do I only have Game Boy Advance games in here? I do. And it just doesn't want to render them. Weird. Sorry for the fuzzles. Gotta go. Lovely watching the stream. Take care. You too. Be good. 30. Line 30. Oh, whoops. Okay. All right. But we're not drawing. Why aren't we drawing? Okay, we are drawing. All right, it's just underneath. Strange. So if I come over here. Okay. All right. Oh, because it starts at the last and works its way backwards. I forgot. Let's check in on the other streams real quick. Okay. $46. That's it, right there. 164 minus 47. It's going to be 58 minus 40. One, two, three. Three from the bottom. That's not 100% correct. There's some compression on this. Like it's cutting the bottom pixels off. And that E on take is compressed. This is an exact... Okay, well, that's fine. We can get stuff in place and then we can figure that out later. Alright, and then if I create another array and we just scooch it over, so that's going to be like 200? Farther than that. There we go. Sweet. Oh, I was like, why is that on the left bank? It should be on the right one. There it goes. Okay, I need to start using these parts. Create frame? Heck yeah, and then I can drop the stuff inside of that. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder why it does that. Alright, so this builds a sprite label. It should take the text and build a sprite. So we print our label. So first thing is that sprite color XY action. Sprite color XY action. Style. It's raised. label pad X, pad Y. So what if I do 8, 8? Okay. So 4. All right. Probably stick with 0 there. That's probably good right there. Okay. Talk, take. Use and give. And that's X, and this is Y. How big are these things? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's get rid of... Where's that test rectangle? There it is. $30, $45, $60. $105. No. $75? $90. Okay. Okie doke. Buy something, will ya? How far is that apart? One, two, three, four. That means I need to make all of these 4. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and these need to be 3. There we go. All right, well, I think I'm going to wrap that up for tonight. I think that is a good test stream. We figured out a lot of stuff. Let's see, what else do we need to figure out? Oop, you can go away. So I need to figure out my music thing because that's being weird. And let's see here. Twitch seemed to be okay. Did YouTube comments ever start working on here? Let me go to all and test that real quick. Currently not have an active live stream on YouTube. You will be unable to send messages. Yeah, so it still didn't do it. Even though I do have an active live stream. I don't know. I'll have to figure something out on that. All right. Well, I am going to sign off, and you guys have a lovely evening. And thank you so much, everybody who was in here and helped and stress tested things. Y'all be good.